Revenue stamps traditionally they're used for demand promissory notes, or as commonly they're called DPNs. So far, DPNs till like 2015 they were in the Schedule 1 of IT Act, which means you could not execute them digitally. What I mean is anything under Schedule 1 of the IT Act of India, you could not execute them digitally or take electronic signatures on them. But when in 2015 these were amended and Aadhaar e-sign was introduced, even then DPN was still left a part of Schedule 1. But that was still like 2022, which was a little less than 2 years ago now. And that is when government made some amendments to the IT Act and removed DPN from Schedule 1 of the IT Act. But even after the IT Act allowed digital execution of DPNs, after it was removed from Schedule 1, there was one very big problem. There was no digital revenue stamping service available in India, which meant even if the law allowed you to execute DPNs digitally, you could not do it. There was always some portion of execution which remained physical, even if the law allowed you to execute DPS digitally. And this was not ideal. Companies they had to spend extra man hours and costs managing this physical leg of DPN execution to fix the revenue stamp on DPNs. And that's why we've launched revenue stamping services by Leegality. Under this, Leegality procures, digitizes, and uploads revenue stamps to your Leegality account on your behalf. So your digital DPN flows are 100% digital. They're not like some part of it is digital and some of it stays physical. And as of last month, June 2024, we have successfully digitized close to 9 lakh digital revenue stamps. And yeah, just in the last 2 3 weeks, in fact, they've digitized over 3 lakhs revenue stamps for our clients. Without further ado, I would now like to invite Ritik and see how it works. Over to you, Ritik.
Thanks a lot, Shubhesh. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for taking out the time to attend Legality's freshly baked demo. And I am also personally very excited to demonstrate Legality's latest addition into our Bharat stamp stack, which is digital revenue stamping. Shubhesh, could you just confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, like Shubhesh mentioned, for revenue stamps, demand promissory note is the primary use case that we have encountered so far. And we also realized that in order to make revenue stamping compatible with the general legalities Bharat stamp stack, you need to be able to use it along with other kinds of stamp papers that you procure via legality. So I will just give you a brief demo on how you can incorporate digital revenue stamp into your current workflow, and also how the legality dashboard can be used to procure revenue stamps via legality. So just as an example, I'll create a new document. I'll upload my agreement, and then you just toggle on the use stamp toggle. Let's say I want to attach a stamp paper of Haryana, and along with this, I also want to use a revenue stamp for this document. So I'll toggle this on. I'll select, it says INR1 stamp of revenue stamp. And I need to enter how many revenue stamps am I attaching to the above document. Usually in most cases, it would be one. But if your use case warrants, you can also add any number here. You can add 2, 3, 4, whatever number you want. For this demo, I'll just take one revenue stamp. I'll click on next. You configure who is to sign this document. For again, for the purpose of this demo, I will be signing the document via legality virtual sign. Click on next. And the finalized page shows you a preview of the final document that the signer will sign. So you can see I attached a stamp paper of Haryana. This is a grass procured stamp paper of Haryana with a legend printed on it. And then if I load more papers, you can also see there is a revenue stamp attached to it. I'll just zoom in for better visibility. You can also see that a text has been printed on top of the revenue stamp, which ensures that the revenue stamp cannot be reused for a document, and that the revenue stamp, as per the Stamp Act, is also defaced, right? So no one can just take out the revenue stamp from the paper and stick it somewhere else. Legality ensures that the stamp paper is not reused. And you can see the ID printed here is also printed on every page of the document, and the revenue stamp is also assigned a unique revenue stamp ID by legality. just to ensure that the process is robust and there is no duplication happening for any revenue stamp that is used. So I'll just send this document. I'll quickly cover the signing journey just to give you a taste of how the signer will experience this journey. So the signer will see the Haryana stamp paper, then they will see the revenue stamp attached and followed by the document. So I'll quickly cycle through the signing process. Now that I've signed the document, I'll go back to my dashboard and just give you a quick preview of the audit trail. So you can see here the audit trail contains the document IDs which were printed on the stamp papers, thus establishing a relationship between the document that you have signed and the stamp papers attached to it. Along with the stamp details, it says I had attached a stamp of Haryana and a revenue stamp along with what is the total amount of duty that you have paid, 101 for Haryana and 1 rupee for a revenue stamp, and the serial numbers which legality has assigned in case of a revenue stamp, and in case of the Haryana stamp, this is given by the issuing authority. So this is the update with respect to audit trail for digital revenue stamping. Now I will just briefly cover how you can place an order for a revenue stamp. So once you log into the new legality dashboard, you simply have to click on the create button here, click on stamp series, and this form will open up in front of you. You can, let's say for reference, I give this a name. I'll select the state here, which is revenue stamp. There is only one denomination available for revenue stamp, which is rupee 1. And also to note, revenue stamps are state agnostic, so a revenue stamp can be used in any state. I'll enter the first party name, which will be used to form the content that is printed on top of the stamp paper. We'll just write, this is an optional. This is the text that will be printed on top of the revenue stamp. I'll just enter some details here. And you just create your series. So if I search the list here, you can see a revenue stamp series has been added here with denomination 1. And now if you want to purchase revenue stamp papers, you can either bulk select it along with other series that you want to purchase, or you can just simply click the purchase button here, enter the quantity. Let's say I want to purchase 100 stamps, purchase, and then you will be led to the purchase flow. You can proceed, confirm, and then just make the payment here, and legality will upload the revenue stamps in your inventory within 4 to 5 working days. In addition to this, I would just like to plug in a few quality of life features that we have introduced in the stamps module for you to manage your stamp inventory better. As you can see, there are a few indications here which have been put against a series. So as you can see here, that this says procurement details, which means that there is an active order for series 01 of Punjab, which is being procured by legality. And once I click on it, it will give you some basic information: when the order was placed, what is the order quantity, what is the estimated due date that the team gave for procurement. But since stamp procurement can depend on a lot of factors, external factors that are outside legality's control. For example, there is renewals of stamp vendor licenses going on, there are public holidays, or there is stationery shortage at the treasury. There can be delays in procurement where the updated due date will be provided to you by our team along with a reason for delay. Here it is because this is for demo purposes, the reason is a sample reason. But when it is a real procurement, the team will provide you with a legitimate reason as to why a delay has happened. In addition to this, the system also now prompts you by telling you that if you have consumed a certain threshold of your stamp series, it will tell you that your series is running low on balance, like it says 98% of your last purchase quantity, and prompts you to make the purchase here. And also it tells you when stamp papers are expiring for that series. So it tells me that 3 papers in this series are expiring in the next 30 days. So it gives you a lot of leeway as to, and enables you to take a decision as to, do you want to purchase more stamp papers or do you want to extend the expiry of the stamp papers within time, rather than you finding out on the last day that I need to purchase stamp papers or your stamps have expired and you don't know that they have expired. But this is, the procurement details is one of my personal favorite features, because currently there is a lot of ambiguity as to when an order will be procured. If it is delayed, there is a lot of communication gap between the vendor Leegality and the customer. So this is a very small starting point for Leegality to give you more information regarding your order so that you can plan better, and also give you time in case you want to plan for contingencies. That's it, Shubhesh. I think I've covered everything.
Great. Thanks a lot for that.